try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check as I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot. You got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check as I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot. You got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. Easy, you don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains. Go free me. People like sheep move feet. Hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. And when they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
Yay, what's going on, everybody? Angelus representing for Grey Pill Podcast. If you're new, hit the like, subscribe button, all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all for coming through. If you saw the awesome and amazing thumbnail, I appreciate you. We're going to have a conversation about Passport Bros, all right? Is it myth? Is it a legend? What's your perspective on it? Because for me personally, I hear that it's about Passport Bros is nothing but just horny dudes leaving the country, going over to that side just to smash. Other dudes that's go over there just pretty much get brides. So we're gonna have the conversation. The other side say, hey, you know what? It's just pretty much travel maxing, just going over just to enjoy the experience and then some. All right. So we have either expats, visitors. So we're gonna have some gentlemen here that's qualified, that's actual Passport Bros, gonna have that conversation, or do they qualify as Passport Bros? Leave a comment in chat. What do you think is a Passport Bro? Are you outside the country? Shout out to my peoples in the Philippines that watch, to Germany, to Asia, Middle East Asia, some in the UK. So I appreciate y'all all day, every day. So again, hit the bell, hit the like, subscribe, and we're gonna have that conversation. So here we go. I hear somebody munching, so that must be some good meals there.
You on mic the whole time.
Yeah. Rule number one: only person can eat in this panel is Primal because he actually has some good food cooking. All right, and that's gonna be another part of the conversation too. So me and Primal pretty much got something worked out. So because a lot of these spaces we hear, the women gotta be submissive, the women gotta cook, and so on our end we're like, well, isn't cooking a survival technique? Isn't known that men is the best cooks, the best grillers, the best chefs? Isn't that known? So us as men, if we're claiming these type of titles, why are we begging women to cook for us? I'm good by myself. Just handle business like you supposed to handle, sweetie. That's how I live. So again, we're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna actually have our own little meal preps. We're gonna present it as we're whining and dining, have that good conversation while y'all seeing us eat that good meal. So if you get hungry in that stream, don't blame us. Blame yourself. Matter of fact, go get your submissive women to do it for you. Us men is cooking. We're gonna have that conversation while we eating a good meal. So from just invite everybody as Either Man facing the opposite way. We're gonna go ahead and break him in. Either Man Williams. You can check him out at Either Man Williams on his YouTube channel. Very proud of my brother. Just opened up his YouTube content and went 130 plus in a day or two. Very proud of you, brother. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. I see you already on this BS talking about cook your own meals. No, put the women in the kitchen. Put the women in the kitchens. Let's see what the mama taught them. I'm joking. Go ahead, bro.
You don't have that skill, sir? You don't have that skill?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. No, 100% I can cook. It's not about if I can or cannot cook. My mother, I was in a Southern family. I know how to make macaroni and cheese. I can grill. I am the grill master. But sometimes I like to be served as the king I am. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about that kingship tonight.
Okay. Well, maybe me and Prime might have you on and you get served while we're cooking ourselves. You know, see how that looks in that different dynamic. We feed ourselves and you just get served the plate.
I think you might see that too.
You might. I see it with him. I see it with E. I can see it. All right, we're gonna make you last, bro, because you my boy. I haven't seen you in a minute. So my other one look a little bit blurry here. We got my homeboy Deuce. My brother from another mother out there. How you doing, Deuce? All right, you can catch him.
I'm good.
All right, appreciate you. Y'all can catch him You can catch him consistently on the Grey Pill Podcast. having great conversation like always. I don't know if you have time for this Saturday. If anybody gonna click the link again, subscribe, share, hit the little notification bell. We're gonna have a talk this Saturday, Deuce, about child support, because unfortunately there's people out in these spaces say, hey, child support is corrupted, so get rid of it. So it's like, okay, well, if we're gonna get rid of child support, what are we gonna replace it with? Right. Nobody got the answers. So we're gonna break that down for Saturday.
I probably won't be here because I'm gonna be out here in these European Strasses, these streets.
All right.
Okay. Accountability. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be held accountable. So if your family's not holding you accountable, your friends don't hold you accountable, the courts is gonna hold you accountable.
Okay, fair enough. All right, my other brother out there in these spaces, welcome L Nixon, his first time coming on the panel. I've been supporting the brother everywhere in the chats as far as as far as my power can take me. So how you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. This is my passport. While we talking about that.
Okay. Now, do you mind, sir, just promoting your channel and let us know what it's about?
Well, my channel is called L Nixon, the Voice of Reason. I pretty much was given that name in the spaces. Just try to. I'm always been a moderator or mediator when it comes to certain stuff. I don't like to really allow, because you have to allow yourself to get into a lot of arguments and all that. That's no one makes you do anything. And I think a lot of the conversations we have, they're just back and forth, and people don't like to take a look at themselves. And I primarily will focus on the men. It's not that I'm giving women in the past, or not that I even have some power to make them correct themselves. I don't focus on that. I focus on men getting better, right? And men doing the things that we do to improve ourselves so that everything else will follow. So we won't have these conversations about what women are doing or what they're not doing, because you will hold yourself to certain standards, and the women that you're around will adjust to that, and you won't have to worry about having that conversation about submission and all that stuff. Things will just happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Okay, that's fair enough. Appreciate that. And Wes, appreciate you, Wes. If anybody that ever seen Wes in any spaces, he pops up. He enjoyed the conversation. So, Wes, if you want to tell us just a little bit about yourself, and I appreciate you for coming on and just have the conversation, bro.
I enjoy coming on the panel. I enjoy being invited. I enjoy engaging in social conversations. I think that this YouTube space is becoming exactly what people have been hungry for almost a half a generation now, but they haven't figured it out. For right. Many years, we were absorbed by television culture, by streaming, by even just stupid YouTube videos. Everybody forgot how to actually have a conversation and talk things out, and they forgot that it's okay to disagree with each other. They forgot these things. So I love this new social square that we've created, where we come, we talk, we have social conversations, and we're getting things started. And we're actually, everybody watching us, these are people figuring out how to communicate with each other. So that's why I'm always popping up on these streams when I can.
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
And the last but not least, if anybody don't know, in those spaces of YouTube, you got your white pills, your black pills, your green pills, all these little pill ideologies. My man pretty much won I say next to him, and I got to give Hold the Truth his props too. One of our go-to black pillars here, that's he represents the Passport Bros, Travel Maxers, et cetera, but I'll let him explain himself before. But if y'all haven't seen him, y'all can scroll down on my content where we had a great conversation. That actually was our first 4-hour live, and it got clipped to another 30 minutes. So Mr. QB Flexin, if you mind, sir.
Yeah, QB Passport Flexin. Happy to be on this panel tonight, to really break down the travel life experience, life outside the matrix. My channel contains not only just travel maxing, but also anti-dating coach as well, critiquing them. And then, giving guys options when it comes to dating, and that's dating organically or pay to play, and other things of that nature. Traveling throughout Mexico and a few other places in Latin America, and just putting them receipts up there and letting guys know that there's alternatives outside of the matrix.
Yeah, I never appreciate that. Honestly, bro, you should just go ahead and just make you some T-shirt that says "Not the receipts."
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely,
All
definitely.
right. So pretty much I feel like you're the the host of all this, you know what I'm saying? Because I've actually thought about you for this conversation. And because I
Okay.
remember one time you generally said, like, hey man, the PassPort bros and all this conversation going back and forth and just sparking like wildfires. And I never actually took the time out to engage in that, but I'll see it on my feed where people had different opinions about PassPort bros. Like, so if you don't mind giving us your, because it's gonna be a question all around. What do you
Yeah.
feel is a PassPort bro, and what's your take on that?
Well, right now we're kind of fighting two battles. Like, there are, women that are opposing guys to traveling, saying, hey, there's beautiful feminine women here in America, and there's no need to explore your options in other places. Um, it's you just being a provider and, you know, finding someone here in the States. So that's kind of one battle. The other battle are the dating coaches, where it's you don't need to hop on an airplane to travel, or you shouldn't monger. You just got to learn game and understand how to deal with women, and you'll get the results that you want. And the counter of those arguments is, one, if you do want to settle with something long term outside of the states, you don't have to worry about the family court system here, the the divorce laws as well. And then on the other end, there are some men, in regards to the whole, game analogy with the dating coaches, where they're not having success with a lot of women that they desire, which again, on the black pill space that I also represent, they're not able to attract women due to their looks, and them being autistic. So having the passport and having your desires meet, sexually, gives them that option to where they're not stuck being as an incel as they are here in the United States. So passport bros, there's basically two different types. You have the ones that monger. You also have the ones that actually have organic relationships, with the women overseas. And then, third, I would say you got guys that also do both. So it's a lifestyle that is different from the norm here in the United States. And you can live whatever lifestyle that you desire overseas, as long as you're supported financially, that allows you to do so.
Okay, fair enough. Uh, L. Nixon, what about you, good sir? Same question.
My bad. Repeat that. I had to handle something real quick.
No, you're good, bro. So pretty much the question is, since all these spaces are just out in this internet period, where, because me personally, I hear that Passport Bros is pretty much just generally blank statement, uh, men going overseas just to get laid, um, minus the marriage part, or just pretty much using abusing women. Just your experiences alone, if you ever traveled out the country or just been an expat for let's say longer than a year, what's your experience and take on that? And what do you feel is passport bro to you?
Well, my thing is, I'm not even gonna lie. I say for a minute, I kind of fell into that, kind of following the crowd about the negativity about the passport bros. But I had to think about it. I was in the military for 22 years, right? And the thing is, I know guys that have wives from overseas. I know guys that are still living over there, right? So as I look back, there was guys who a lot of guys who actually found love in those situations, because you got to think about, in the military, we'll get stationed over there, so when you get stationed in a place and you happen to meet somebody, you just happen to meet somebody. So there's a difference between guys that are going over and just wanting to have sex versus guys who are actually they're looking at the culture, right? And they love what they see about the culture. Like, let's say, like Japanese culture. Women are, they're known for being, submissive, right? My thing is this, and we can say that they're kind of cheating or kind of finding a cheat code to go overseas, but here's the thing: for any ladies or any guys, if you don't like that they're doing that, and that's fine, you don't have to, but at the same time, you don't have to worry about what they're doing. Like you got your own options, you got your own sources. So even for the ladies, that shouldn't bother you. If they're going overseas and they're looking at women overseas, then they're just not the crowd for you. That's it. No harm, no foul.
Fair enough. Deuce, what's your thoughts, sir? Are you there? Or are you lagging?
I'm here.
Okay.
So I was feeling what the previous brother was saying. Having also been in the military for 13 years, well, we get stationed overseas and we just happen to be there. And you end up getting introduced to other cultures and just a different way of doing things. So I was stationed in Europe, and so I got the opportunity to bounce between Western Europe and Eastern Europe. And there's definitely a difference in how women are indoctrinated or kind of raised up to treat a man and carry themselves, conduct themselves in a relationship. Western Europe is very similar to the United States. That's why they call it the Western world, right? Just in general, it's like a blanket term for all like first world countries. And women in first world countries are getting to this place where they don't know how to treat men, right? They're taking on very masculine roles. They're not not so docile and submissive is getting up like these bad terms, like these bad connotations and stuff like that. And it's just like they don't know how to play traditional roles. And they're gonna lose out to people from second world and third world countries because those women are raised up to conduct themselves. They're raised up to be wives. They're trained to be wives. Whereas Western women are raised to be independent, which gives them this masculine energy that Western men don't want to deal with no more. So what happens when and now traveling used to be something for the past 1970s, 80s, 90s. Rich people travel, right? Like middle class people, lower class people didn't travel. Travel is accessible to everybody. Now people are traveling and they're meeting people from other cultures, and they're like, "Oh, I like how they treat their men here. I like how I'm treated here." Little known secret: outside of America, they love black men. They do. They do. This skin is godly. So why would I be treated? And I fell into the same category because I thought it was cheating going overseas. Or you cheating because you're an American. You're from a first world country. You're using your money to get women and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. But no, like we're considered exotic over there. We're exotic in every country but America. And we're treated well. So it's crazy because I was in Europe, left Europe, went back to America, was treated a certain way, came back to Europe, was treated a whole other way. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole 180. So it was like, why do they know how to treat men and these people don't? You know what I'm saying? So it's I used to think it was a little bit of cheating, and it's cheating if that's your intent. If your intent is to do like sex tourism and all that stuff like that, yeah, that's I'm not really cool with that. But if you like if you're more chasing culture, you're more chasing a different lifestyle, quality of life, I think it's more of a quality of life thing than it is just you like traveling for sex and traveling.
Fair enough.
Right? Depends on your intent.
Fair enough. Wes, your thoughts, brother? Passport bros is a thing, not a thing. What do you think about it?
I think it's totally a thing, but it's been going on for quite some time, and it's only been recently that it's been coined as passport bros. So, as the other gentlemen have pointed out, if men are going overseas for sex tourism, I suppose that's on them, but it's not very. That's not the most moral decision to make. But most men that I think are traveling to other countries are actually seeking true love, because most westernized women don't want to be wives. They like the idea of being a wife, but they were taught to not be, so they do everything they can to not be. And we're stuck over here like, well, we want a family. None of these women want a family, nor do they want to be loyal. So then if we have experience with women from another country, if we've experienced being in another country, we realize, well, wait a minute, these women want to have a family and they want to be a mother in that family and a loving wife. This is what a lot of men are craving right now. And if I didn't have to raise my 2 kids on my own, and if I didn't have kids at all, I'd be overseas. I'd probably travel to different countries to see how it's like, but I would intentionally go there to find love and have a family.
Fair enough. All right, E-Man, I already started. What's your thoughts on everything, E-Man? Is Passport Bros a thing or not? What you think of it? Is they there just to go smash, to get married? Like, what's up?
All right. So I already see a lot of people ain't gonna like me on this panel. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. First of all, let's break it down. I do not consider military as passport bros, right? If you was the type of person that your job or your career took you to a country and you found love where you was working in your purpose, that is not considered a passport bro. That is being to make a great term from lemon to lemonade, right? You ain't got really no choice in that. All right, so with these, so let me say this: thoughts are everywhere. I don't care where you go. Guess what? The thoughts are gonna be there. I don't care if you're in Europe. I don't care if you're in Germany. And what people don't know about me is I am very travel. Matter of fact, that's what I do. I travel, and I'm telling you right now, the same. When I went to Australia, guess what? It was some hoes over there, just like it's some hoes in America. So let's stop it. That other country got less hoes than America, because it's not true. So, matter of fact, if y'all guys been to Europe, most of those Europe women are hoes. So
okay, let me be like an advocate real quick, right?
I didn't cut y'all guys off. I did not. Go ahead, bro.
You always do. See how you gravitate for people like that.
E-Man, that's what's up. Hey, bring the heat, dog.
I feel you, bro. I feel where you're coming from, but I just want to give a little context on it real quick, right? What people need to understand about when you travel in different cultures, right? Like everybody looks at things through the lens of being an American, right? So you look at things like they don't have like the criteria for being a hoe in America is completely different from the criteria of being a hoe in Europe, being a hoe in Asia, Southeast Asia.
Why is that,
right?
though?
Huh?
Why is that, though? Right, I disagree as well.
If y'all guys, if you a soldier and you've been to Europe, you done went to a club and fucked her on the same night. Guess what? That's the same shit they doing in America. Right. I don't mean to be cussing. Right. I'm sorry. I'm on Great Pill Podcast. I apologize. But listen, no, the difference is what happened is you done seen these American hoes your whole life, and now you just being exposed to a new hoe. She move a little bit different. She might not be. She might not be all out in your face, but guess what? She's still fucking 8 to 7 soldiers. Like,
no.
These hoes know how to cook, though.
E-Man. You're
not wrong. You're not wrong, Wes, neither.
You're not wrong.
Follow up the E-Man. I want to say
it's a different cultural context because over here, like remember, right? Women were a lot more conservative until they went through like the whole like the women's liberation movement, right? Europe has always been that way. Europe has been that way since the Middle Ages, right? This is just part of their culture. Women have always had the choice to, like, it's okay. It's a socially acceptable. That's all I'm saying is, like, here is socially acceptable. There is a little bit, right? If you subscribe more to like Western name values or whatever, but for the most part, this has always been around. It's always been here. Remember, prostitution is legal here. Right? They don't have the same hangups about sex and sexuality that we have in America. So, like, that's the whole thing Americans have to kind of take out of it.
if you was to go to China, one of the most conservative place in the world, guess what? It's a lot of hoes there. And matter of fact, it is promoted. Like hoeing is actually promoted in China, right? Like now, now we might not talk about it on mainstream media, but they are there too. So the point that I want to make, because I do want to make my point before I got it. So it is different levels. Okay, if you're somewhere and you're taking advantage of, that place and that women and that's somewhere you're working and you want your purpose there, I get it. What I think is crazy that you say, hey, the grass is green on the other side. I can't find no woman in America, so it must be America's the problem. I must got to go all the way to a different country because it got to be the land. And I don't think the grass is greener. I think if you can find a woman in America, I can find, like, it don't matter what country I am. I felt like if I was looking for a wife, I'd find it. So I'm not against it because I think if a man if he have the money, he got the right to do it, whatever he want. But I just think we got to stop painting this picture that these women are so much better than the women in America, because I disagree.
All right, E-Man. Hey, let me. I want to jump on that with E-Man, right? So here's the thing, right? Yeah, there's women of the night everywhere, right? But, I was in a relationship anyway. But even if I wasn't, the guys who live over there, just like, people who live in a neighborhood, certain neighborhood, they know the women, they'll be able to vet them, they have more time. When we go over, before we used to hit a port, no matter what port, we always had a port brief, video, PowerPoint, whatever the case. And I'm not even going to lie. I question why anybody would want to go off that ship and just risk it. Just get a date from the women on the ship, if it's safer. Like, okay, if you're going to Australia, that's maybe a little bit safer. But let's say Thailand. Let's say Thailand, where, hey, look, the liquor overseas is strong and they want you to drink. And let's just say they have little boy girls over there. And let's just say said sailors get drunk and wake up and you're asking them questions like, what happened? And they say, well, I don't know what happened, but all I know is I was the one doing it. And I'm like, so you don't even know if it was I'm like, you got to be kidding me, dog. So, we're talking about there's hepatitis B in the water. We had to figure that out. We couldn't drink the water. We went to a club named Maryland's where it was so hot in there, hot and sweaty. And you got these bad body built, grimace from McDonald's looking people up there doing
emotional damage.
So they're doing tricks and all type of stuff on stage. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? So you walking through the street and there's like naked people. There's people pulling people in the alleyways. There's people coming up to you, touching you. And I know there was a lot of, I'm not even going to say the word, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So we pull out and it had to be like 3 weeks to a month later. So I'm walking down on the main deck and I'm passing these people and I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't know we had a flu shot or whatever. So I see a guy I know named Bob, and I know Bob is one of those guys. He's damn near incel. When he goes overseas, he's the man because he gets to spend his money. And as I'm sitting there laughing at him, I'm realizing it wasn't the flu shot line. This was the line for people that indulge in Thailand. And that line was long as hell. It was long. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Getting this board punched.
Listen, you got you got to be careful.
It's not just El Nixon. It's just not Thailand. Have any of y'all?
Oh yeah, I know.
Have y'all been to Korea? Do you know what a juicy girl is?
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know this. That's
you sound very experienced here.
The red light district in Singapore. Oof.
Like the point is that I believe you're gonna draw what's in you. If you're looking for a hoe, I don't care what country you're in, you're gonna find them. And if you're looking for a wife, I don't care what country you're in, you're gonna find them. And that's the point that I was saying.
Okay.
Right. So you know what? People gonna get mad at me for saying this. I'm gonna just fucking say it.
Go ahead, say it, bro. Hold on. Before you say it, let's just understand that the cultural difference, as far as you may think about submission and family values, they may be different because let's be honest, Western culture as a whole is kind of like poisoning people, right? So that may be different, but the standards are also different. The standards for health, as far as food, and the standards for how they see sex. So they may be a little bit more cleaner in the USA because over there, sex doesn't mean nothing. They will get out of a bed, out of a 1-bedroom apartment, and let that daughter have sex with that sailor or Marine or soldier just so they can make money. So they see it totally different. So I'll just put that out.
That's
All
why.
right. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't over there. That's third world shit. I wasn't. I mean, listen, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they survive. But
You good then? You good? Yeah. You was in Europe, so that's different.
That's a whole different. I see
them European women are getting. They're going to Gambia, Africa, right? And the government is like having an issue because the ladies are going over there and getting with the African men for sex tourism. It's just crazy.
Yo, no, listen, no, that's the thing, and I had to explain that shit to people. I had to
break it
explain
down.
because all right, so because everybody always focuses on sex tourism with men, right? And it's usually not black, right? Like now.
Thank you.
Now the men we talking about it because there are a couple brothers running around in Southeast Asia. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's white dudes. But white dudes, when they come to the airport, they getting stopped, right? They checking your bags, they checking your computer, your laptop, they checking all that shit because you profile. That's the one place I think the Philippines, like Philippines and shit is one of the only places where white men of a certain age and economic status get profiled. Because when you come to that airport, they checking you because they know what you came there for.
Yeah.
So now they're going through your joint, and now they checking your hard drives, your laptops, all that. White men getting caught up in all that sex tourism shit because they going over there and they're not over there trying to mess with girls. They were trying to mess with little boys and girls. A lot of them pedophiles is getting caught over there.
Pedos, just for you
too. Pedos. You listen, and that Philippine president, he not playing. He's straight locking y'all up and getting y'all fucked up in jail. Like he's not playing with y'all. Cool. You deserve that. You went over there, you spent your money to go over there and go do that shit. My man, I hope they catch you in the airport. I hope they catch you before you leave the airport. But on the way back in, I hope they catch your ass. And then when they take you to jail, I hope some big Filipino dude run up in your shit. But I'm gonna go up another.
I don't support that. I don't support no man getting violated, regardless of how bad he is.
Running around but people now saying was good for the goose, good for the gander.
All right, so but look, I do want to say this right here. So the Passport Bros is I think a very small community, right? It's not like if we look at the male population in America, based off the research I looked into, it's not a large group of people. We're talking so you have to first have the means to do this, to be able to save. And then you can say one thing I do like about the Passport Bros, because I have a friend that classifies himself as a Passport Bro. When he went over into this country in Dominican Republic is where he went, he actually stayed there and he invested into that city. And he owned a lot of stuff. So I can see if you're staying in that country, having a woman, especially a woman that's connected to that, to be able to help you network and different things like that. I can see how it can be a great business. I'm not knocking the whole thing, but just say I'm going over to a country to get a wife and bring her back. And that might not be most of their intentions, but the newer versions of Passport Bros, that's what I hear. I'm just going to get a wife. Like they don't have no intentions of doing anything in that country. And I think that's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, Wes. So Wes and QB.
Finish my point. I'm gonna just say what I said. What I said was gonna make everybody mad.
Oh.
Everybody. Most women are women of the night until they get out of school. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Everybody got a pass. Everybody got a pass. That's all I'm saying. You out here thinking that you sit there and you found the Virgin Mary and then married her, made her. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? You get into a pass. If you met her, So most people right now is meeting their wives on dating sites. You meeting them on Tinder, you meeting them on Bumble, you meeting them on whatever. Listen, and I had one night stands before. It was women of the night. So you sitting it, you can't. It's the same shit. You can't.
Well, I think the difference is
they about to hit his DMs like what?
Misogyny.
Right.
No,
you just have more value and status being American. So, yeah, they're not the Virgin Mary, but at the same time, you can set your rules and have your kingdom without the government or anything else influencing you to take that away from you. So that's the real difference. So if you know a girl that is a single mother, but yet you don't want to marry her, well, if you move to that country, you can still do the whole marriage thing without the license, and most likely she will be faithful to you because you're a better option compared to the local guy. So there's many angles to, play it out for whatever desired outcome you want within that relationship, as compared to in the United States, you might not be able to do that.
Yeah, I'll let Wes get started because like what you said is very key. So I'll chime in on that one. What's your thoughts on Wes?
Well, I think the conversation has kind of gotten away at certain points. No one was talking about going overseas just to do so.
It was between Deuce and E-Man, because E-Man just started shaking his head real hard.
I'm not hitting the international women. I was defending international women. I don't know why he said that.
But to be fair, he did call him Lady of the Night, so I don't know what kind of defending you're doing. But it's
I'm talking about America. No, because the previous brother, before I sidetracked myself. He said he was talking about like, oh, women in Germany is hoes and shit like that, and I was like, no, hold on, shit, but women in America is hoes. Like, get the fuck out of here, like.
Yeah, well, that was E-Man was saying. E-Man was
women
saying,
hoeing everywhere.
Yeah, that's what
E-Man was all over the world. You got Ludacris. It's hoes all over the world.
We're just trying to pick from the best options of hoes. Then we want ones that can cook. We want ones that want to put up the whole lifestyle. But you're not seeing a lot of that from the more westernized women.
Yeah. You go to
there's a lot of these westernized women that
it's hoes with domestic skills. And you come to America, you just hoeing. You can't cook. You can't make breakfast. You can't make lunch. You can't make the bitch. You can't make a sandwich. Like, get the fuck out of here. You got no skills.
Yeah. So a lot of women complain that men are only interested in one thing. And to those women, I would say, try being more interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
If they only offer one thing, then that means there's only one thing I can get from them.
Like three things.
Are y'all guys running into a whole bunch of women that can't cook? Like, because I've been hearing this talking point on YouTube, and every woman I'm running into know how to cook. Like, they not at least like they might not be the best.
Trying to date your mom, dude.
Nah, man. I look. I know people that cook, bro.
When y'all making these blanket statements that women in America is not cooking, are y'all just running to women who don't want to cook for you? Because that's like the first thing every woman that I ever dated did was they cooked for me.
Yeah,
I came over. They might have cooked me some jambalaya, or they might have cooked me some macaroni and cheese. And believe it or not, that's really why I started liking them, because they can cook. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I just don't feel that's not my flight. I'm running into women who don't know how to cook and clean.
Let me segue and say this real quick, because I really might trigger, maybe not Wes. I'm stereotyping. I don't like macaroni and cheese. There, I said it. Okay, back to
what? What? I'm triggered.
Wow.
Macaroni and cheese, hot dogs. Oh yeah.
Great Pill, I don't even want to try your cooking now. If you don't like macaroni and cheese,
I don't eat macaroni and cheese.
I'm gonna get some this weekend.
You know what? Listen. Everybody gotta, I ain't gonna let my man be out there like that. Yo, listen, I don't eat watermelon, y'all. I hate that shit. I hate that shit with a passion.
I like watermelon. There you go.
I know most people do.
But the point that I'm saying is that I don't believe, and I could be completely wrong. I believe that it is women in America cook, and it's a large portion of them that know how to cook, right? I believe that it's foreign women that know how to cook. And maybe I am skewed by my own reality because my reality can be kind of messing up my brain. But it sounds like a lot of single men are saying that women don't know how to do the basic needs. Is that what y'all guys trying to paint the picture in America?
Yes, exactly. So,
All right.
yes,
They can't do it. They don't want to do it.
women outside of America are domestic.
But here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right? My bad. You was going in and out. My bad. So as far as the thing, right? There's a group of American women who have culture. Like, you know, my dad's family is from the South, so we always fed, no matter if we go on vacations or whatever. And from that, my little cousins, you know, the women that they're marrying, I mean, they're getting taken care of. I got young cousins in their 20s, man. Like they have, I mean, wives just beautiful. I love them to death. You know what I mean? And they take care of them. They respect them. So some women have, or some people have a certain culture, whereas other people here, they might not have that foundation. So if you're not getting women like that, I mean, I get it. But my thing is this, right? I also look at it like this. When we say the women are not cooking and doing X, Y, and Z, I mean, we do know a lot of fellas who don't even know how to wipe their butt. And some of them are with women who are taking care of them like that's the kid. So
yeah. So I guess hold on. So let me introduce Poppy Blanco, but I guess the because I don't want to, beat that over their head. So I guess the conversation now is pretty much like, what do that typical Western man wants when he's going over there? Because we had two gentlemen here say, hey, if I didn't have kids, I would go over there. Hey, we have somebody now, well, actually another two again, saying, hey, I'm outside the country and this is what I see, so I like it better, that type of culture of women versus what I'm seeing here. One saying about the laws that QB just gave a whole illustration of, perfect. The laws, the culture, the background, the family. Heck, if I just faint, my one probably break her neck running out the bedroom door. So I think it's a lot of nuances to this. I don't think it generally is the cooking per se, because like I said, me personally, and this is, again, what I'm saying versus what E-Man's saying. I'm saying, hey, I can do it for myself, but I 100% agree with what E-Man's saying too. I know how to cook. My woman/wife know how to cook, but it's just a bonus that she serves me the way that I like to be served. So I think it's an individual case by case. So let me introduce Poppy Blanco. Shout out to Poppy Blanco, to Poppy Blanco TV. He literally out in them streets, beating up them, showing up, flexing them passports out there. What's going on in them streets out there, Poppy? What's going on?
No, I'm not outside the country right now. I'm at home. I'm by my crib. Yeah, I wish though.
Hey, bro, this for YouTube. Just lie to him a little bit.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm over here in Bali right now, man. Look at all these bitches. Look.
You are.
Yeah. Yo, how everybody doing today?
Everybody doing good, man.
Doing good, man. Going good.
Everybody good.
Yeah,
man. With this passport, bro, stuff, man. To me personally, man, I don't got a dog in the race. I don't got nothing against the whole movement they got going on, whatever. To me, it becomes a little bit dangerous for me when they start saying like they're gonna go to these other countries to look for wives. That's when they lose me right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because like how, for the simple fact that most countries, they don't speak English. You understand what I'm saying? So that right there will be a challenge right there. And when you go to like the places that I hear the most is Colombia, that's what I was born at. Colombia and Brazil and Mexico. That's like the three main places. Those three main, and Dominican Republic. Let me throw that in there too. That's four countries right there, right? One thing that those four countries got in common is they speak Spanish. See what I'm saying? And most people over here don't speak Spanish unless they are like Latino people like me. And that's my first language. Spanish, my first language. So when they go over there and they find a girl over there, right? And how the hell you communicate with this girl? And now if this girl, she happens to know English. Hey, my nigga, you getting set up for the hook, buddy. But she ain't supposed to know English no damn way, bro. You see what I'm saying? So that right there, that should be your red flag, and actually it should be your only flag, because if she know English, that means you ain't. That means she already be planning for these American people to come over there and you know what I mean, trying to scoop her up real quick. Unless like she got some sort of career that she travel all over the world and she know English, now then you got me at that point.
Right.
But like if you are your little resort and she talking to you or whatever, you hit the town, whatever you in this country, and she know English, I think I would have. I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably still mess with it, but I wouldn't go past that.
Well, one thing, Poppy, I can say, a lot of people in Mexico speak English. You go to Monterrey, Mexico City, Guadalajara, I would say 1 out of 4 people speak English there. So it is a part of the culture compared to like Colombia and other places in Latin America. But for guys to want to go to those countries to seek out a wife, well, obviously, I think the real main issue is you don't want to seek out a wife with a pro. So if you're going to embrace the culture, I totally agree. You got to know some Spanish. But I think, guys are willing to take the extra mile and go to a class or hire an instructor so they can learn the language to communicate with that potential partner.
Yeah, but your case is like you're in a unique case, bro, because you actually live from that country. I mean, you're in Mexico right now, right?
Well, back and forth. So I'm back.
But you be living,
right?
Yeah, you be living in this country. So like most people, most quote unquote passive bros, they actually just go over there for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then that means here's the reason why I say it's kind of dangerous, bro, because that means you go there with that mentality, right? Like, are you trying to go over there and I'm looking for a wife? So now, at that point, you're pressing, and that's when you pressing when you make mistakes. That's when whatever girl is over there waiting for you, that's when you're gonna be the most easy for you to get access and shit like that, and then it's easy for you to make a mistake and choose the wrong women. Now, you got me in the whole like they are more little friendly. Yes, I ain't gonna lie to you. They are friendly because that's the culture. You see what I'm saying? That's how they raise. They raise to serve men. There is no way around it. Like until this day, when I go see my auntie, like when I go to New York and New Jersey, my aunties and they bring me breakfast to bed. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. They go and wash all my clothes and all that bullshit. That's what they do.
Right. So listen, passport bros, and I'm gonna defend them. I'm not a passport bro, but I'm defending them. They're not chasing pussy. They chasing culture. Right?
Facts.
They want a certain type. Facts. They want a certain type of woman that's raised in a certain type of culture, because you don't want somebody. Western women are combative. They are. They're combative. They're argumentative. They're hostile for no reason. They just mad at the world because they have the ability to be. They have the right to be. They have more rights than everybody else, so they have the right to be mad. Right? When you get somebody that comes from other places, right? Their culture dictates, like, hey, this is how you behave. This is how you act. Right? I'm not for or against, but this is what their culture dictates, and that's what people are chasing. They're chasing that culture that still instills traditional values.
Well, let me.
When you're done, I want to build off of those two guys. When you're done,
okay, I'll say this real quick because I don't like to speak absolute, so I'm not gonna say all Western women. It might be a high percent. Let's say roughly 80. Majority of people say, hey, roughly 80% of Western women, feel, we feel like, hey, they're hostile, they're angry at the world, all that stuff you're saying. I might give you that. Just to add a point to Poppy mentioned, to say a little bit. Also, the Filipino community too. They're on the same level. But a lot of rules there is very strict. They're very family orientated. But at the same time, here's the negative side. Just know what you're getting yourself into, because guess what? If you're going for that one particular woman, her whole family is the package.
Right.
Literally, it's the package. So go ahead, Nixon.
Yeah, and number one, I know some Filipino women will tell you, yeah, they got attitudes too. You get hit with a shoe. But for the last two brothers, right?
They call it taco.
Hey, man, listen. And I know a lot of fellas who had their bank accounts cleared out. But anyway, that's another story. But so between the last two fellas, right?
Mhm.
I one is in Europe, and then Poppy's talking about from Colombia, right? So
Mhm.
you got to look at it, right? Him being in Europe is a different scene because when you go to these other countries, you'll see a lot of Europeans and a lot of people from Australia. You'll see them over there, right? So that's why he's saying, certain people to be in profile because they travel over to those countries. They'll be all over the place. So it may be a little bit different in Europe. But to what Poppy was saying, I'm glad he mentioned that because yes, if you're only spending 2 weeks to 3 weeks, let me tell you, yes, like Wes, I agree with Wes. This is not new. It's been around for a long time. There's been
Long time.
documentaries. Um, I know people who had groups of people that used to go to the DR. This is before I even got on YouTube. So this is old stuff, right? But the thing is this, since it's already old to a lot of people and maybe new to us, it is not old to the people over there. And they watch YouTube too. And they're waiting for you to come over. That's why the military, the Navy, we changed up. We used to, if we in a port for let's say 10 days, the day that you have duties, the only day you had to come back on the ship. Any other day you can do what you want, just come back before we pull out. They changed that whole thing. We had to have a buddy system. You had to check out and you had to check back in because people were getting beat up. I had a friend who got kidnapped. He got roughed up, put in the back of a trunk, and then they just dropped him off somewhere. So they know you are coming over there for their women. So if you think you're going over there by yourself and trying to figure stuff out, bro, and then they always tell you about the setup. Be careful on that too. People get set up. So you have to be careful.
So the question is now. So the hold on. The question is now. So how should we move? Because pretty much in the hour mark. So I'm pretty much trying to get close to a solution base. So how should we move as Western guys or guys who newly want to become a passport bro? Like how do we move coming into those circles? Should I rock the hoodies and journey bling bling and like let them know like yo, I'm American. This is me. You're gonna respect me.
Trying to get robbed?
Well, it's different if you're coming in on ship. So a lot of U.S. service members, they kind of have a bad reputation for pulling into ports and what happens.
Right.
So that's probably why they're getting kidnapped. But if you fly over there as you are, looking extremely non-military, have a nice little scruff going on, they're going to likely leave you alone as long as you do your thing in the right areas.
No.
Yeah, right areas. There you go.
Listen, you still look like an American. No, listen.
I got you.
You still look like an American. Let me tell you, when Americans
that's okay. Yeah, you look like an American. That's not the. It's okay to look like an American. There's a difference between service members pulling the port and you just looking like a regular Joe Smo American. They see the ship full up. And when these sailors and these Marines get off boat, they've been stuck on there for a while. They want to get rowdy. They go to a bar. They have too many drinks. They get super rowdy. So I understand.
Wes got a point. Wes got a point.
I understand when locals see the ship pulling in, they're like, okay, well, they want to get in a few licks. We'll get in a few licks too. But for the normal, average Joe Schmo American coming in on a regular flight, they're not going to run into that same problem. Don't cause any problems. There won't be no problems. Stick to the right areas and do what you're supposed to do. Like there's touristy areas where you're kind of expected to be. People will leave you alone. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Right. Now, Wes has a point. There is an
check
attitude.
for an Adam's apple.
Right. And he has a point. There is an attitude. You're stuck on the ship for a while. You get in there like you're ready. You have that adrenaline. So he's right. And then the guys who are experienced travelers, they kind of know, like he said, the right areas. They know where to go. So you get a couple of guys together, maybe in a group of 15. They're rowdy. You get this whole thing. We have 15, and the alcohol is strong, and you have to know the rules over there. So yeah, if you're an experienced traveler, it is a little different. But everybody still, you have to know the rules, know where to go, watch for the setup. But yeah, so I agree.
It all depends where you're going though, because everywhere that you go, more like they always gonna tell you, you're gonna have like somebody in there to tell you, hey man, avoid these places, and Usually, what they tell you, like, man, listen, stay on your little resort and do the little excursion that whatever the resort got to offer. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I'm different because at the places that I go, usually speak Spanish, so I don't really have to follow no rules, whatever rules they got. Because me and my friend, we just get up and go. I speak Spanish, so I guide us. We go whatever we need to go at. Like for example, I remember one time we was in Mexico, right? And we had a car. So in Mexico, a lot of things what the police do, the police do, they like to blackmail you to get money out of you. If they smell that you come from America, so these motherfuckers they created a whole excuse to pull us over. Talk about we run the traffic light. I'm like, bro, there is no traffic light nowhere near around here. What are you talking about? But what he didn't account for was that I speak Spanish. You see what I'm saying? So in reality, what he wanted $50. So he was like, yo, you get they start at 100. But like, yo, you give me $100 and I'll let you go. And I'm like, bro, and that's when I started talking to him in Spanish. To remind you, this cops in Mexico is literally like 5'5", some shit like that. 5'5", 5'6".
Right. So what part of Mexico were you in, Poppy, if you don't mind me asking?
You're trying to avoid that area.
I was in Rocky Point.
Oh, okay.
Puerto Peñasco. Puerto Peñasco, yeah. So it's me and 3 other homies, so it's 4 of us, and it's one little 5'5" guy, yo. Like I can literally beat the dog shit out of this nigga. And my friend already threw me the sign, like, yo, man, like we ain't gonna give. The problem wasn't even the money. It just like he was just trying to like pretty much blackmail it. Extortion at his finest. So my friend they were ready to go. I'm like, yo, like we was about to jump him, and then homeboy saw it coming because it's be one cop too. So he was like, you know what? Go ahead, negro, go ahead. Which is mean black, go ahead, keep going. He let us go. But that only worked out is because I speak Spanish. You see what I'm saying? Like if you only speak English, oh man, they were trying to do something to you, and most people they rather give you the $50, $100.
So Poppy, what would you suggest for me? Hold on, what would you suggest for me, bro? A regular guy, and I just got my passport. I'm coming over it, and I'm coming to the countries pretty much you named, and QB was talking about earlier. So what would you suggest for me how to move accordingly?
Just stay in the resort, in whatever area of the resort kind of like recommend you and stuff like that. Like like because usually as soon as you land on your hotel or your resort, they're gonna tell you, hey man, avoid this place over here, avoid that place over there, don't go over there. Make sure you you know what I'm saying, you a tourist over here, maybe you better be careful because we talk about third world countries, man. They kidnap your stupid ass for $1,000 over there.
Right. Well, to add on that, yeah, great pill. Knowing how to move is very important, but I think to do a lot of damage control, as a preventative mechanism, is making friends with the locals. So that can be your Uber driver, that can be a waiter, that can be a club promoter, that can be somebody that you meet at the mall. That goes a long ways. And so a lot of people that I've met, going out, I would say half of them speak English. So they make sure, hey, if you go over here, make sure you look at the menu, okay? Because if you just order the food and never look at the price, they're going to charge you double and triple, little stuff like that. Make sure you take Uber or, Didi. Don't take a taxi because they're going to charge you 3 times the amount. So those little mechanisms like really make your trip a lot better. But I'm gonna, for first time traveler, you want to stay in a tourist area where it's relatively safe, and then from there you can kind of go on out. But if you're gonna go to a town like a resort, I mean, me personally, I don't like to like stay stuck in a resort. Like I like to explore. But that's where you will want to maybe meet somebody that speaks English so they can take you out and also know Spanish. So, you're not really in a bad situation.
Okay. I'll let Edaman go. And I appreciate you saying it because, again, check out QB Flex's content because the stuff he's saying 100%. Because I see him in a lot of areas looking very safe. Even little, some spots. He's like, hey, he told a story where he like ran out of gas like that, but he still was in the area. But he still was in the area where he was 100% safe. He kind of joked about it, but very good content over there. Go ahead, E. Then we're gonna introduce Mr. King.
So I think what we should be advising men is to date where you reside. All right. So if you reside in China, you should date the people in China. Like I think that we should date in the region that we are in. Now, I don't think this is my personal opinion. I don't think long distance relationships are real.
They're not real.
I think that they are. I think not all, because we're not saying all, but majority of the people who do long distance relationship is because they can't cooperate with people in short distance. And so my whole point of it is, I think, yes, I'm not saying this. It's like my wife is not black. I'm not saying that you have to date a woman based on the color of her skin, but I think you should date where you mostly reside. So if you reside in China, you reside in DR, if you reside in Colombia, but to just go take a woman to bring her back, I don't think that that's the solution in my opinion.
All right, fair enough. Mr. King, how you doing, sir? If anybody do not know this gentleman here, you can check him out at Kings and Dreams. Check the content, brother. QB had recommended you to me. Great conversations I was seeing you having with a lot of diverse people. So I appreciate you coming in. If you'd like to introduce yourself and your channel and what's it about.
Absolutely, man. Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me on here, and shout out to QB for the plug, man. But yeah, so I go by Kings and Dreams, and my channel is about men and women also becoming the best versions of themselves, physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially. And I also talk about travel.
All right, good stuff. Now, same question. I don't know if a little bit that you did here. So the stuff you can advise me. I just got my passport. I'm coming overseas. Like, what way should I be moving to move forward? Just to get around to locals, or just, hey, I'm there just to meet a girl, because hey, they say in the Western side, good 80% of women is very aggressive. They're not holding me down. I want that culture, that traditional type woman. So how would I move accordingly in those type of places?
Well, here's the thing, right? So, all right, so you've just gotten your passport in this scenario, and are you going to be staying there for a while, or are you staying there for a few weeks? So, when I mean by a while, like kind of like anywhere from 30 days plus, or now for a few weeks, maybe anything that's like between 2 to 28 days.
Okay. Now so, after I get there, like I just 28 days I'm there. So now what?
Okay, so you've been there about a month. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We'll just say I'm there for a month.
Okay. Well, if you're there for a month, I would say within that month's time frame, you should be, you should have known an Uber driver who can take you around, who can actually take you to some local markets. Also, I would ask you where you're staying. So make sure that you are staying in a nice area. And if it's a country that you don't understand the language, I would say definitely be in more of a populated area. So this way you're not being taken advantage of. I mean, you're going to try to, they're going to try to come for the finesse anyway, but you got to put yourself in a position to at least insulate yourself as best as possible.
Okay, I appreciate that. Poppy, what about you, sir?
I said it earlier, man. Like when you I travel around, but when I travel, man, looking for a wife is the last thing on my mind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I go outside this country and stuff like that, I just go over there for the adventure. You see what I'm saying? I want to see what the food tastes like. I want to see different places. But when people, and that's what I say, people meet. That's when I get lost about this whole passport, bro. When they start saying they're looking for a wife in this place. Look what my man just described. They got to get a translator and get a Uber driver. Nigga, that sound like a fucking job, bro. All of that for some pussy? Hell no, man. I refuse to do some shit like that. I refuse.
I'm saying, Poppy Blanco, there's not a lot of men here in the United States that are capable to get a wife. So
No, but here's the thing, though.
Oh,
We're
blame it
talking
on the men,
about
huh?
we're talking about a very, and this is one thing we do about this about this YouTube shit, man. We always start talking about the littlest number ever. First of all, let me break it down real quick, man. That passport bro stuff is not that big. I'm gonna tell you why. When I get on them planes,
Yeah,
it's
let's
usually
clarify that.
me and another black motherfucker in there. You see what I'm saying? It's only like 2-3 of us. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So only in the internet, all these motherfuckers is traveling everywhere. And no, I'm not talking shit about him. He just like, he sound crazy to me now that everybody got a passport. But like, I don't be seeing them over there in these places like that. You feel me? So, but like, if you find, like I said, like if you go over there and you just happen to be with your boy having a good time, you find this woman happen to be the woman of your dream, hey, go for it. But for my problem is, I mean, it's not even a problem, but I'm a little bit skeptical about is when they tell me in these channels, like, oh man, I'm going over from America. I'm getting on the plane over here in Iowa, Nebraska, whatever the fuck they live at, to go to Dominican Republic to find a wife. That sounds crazy to me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Fair enough. Wes.
So
I think King had a thought. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, I did. So I didn't know if your response was in reference to me when I was talking about the translator and stuff like that. I didn't know if that was towards me.
Yeah, it was the you and my man QB passport, like he said about the passport thing too. I mean about the translator too.
Right. Well, but here's the thing, right? So you said that it's a lot of hard work. So no matter where you are in the world, it's always going to be a lot of work, especially if you are a man of quality. So if you are a man of quality, you got to protect your resources no matter what. So if it's whether it's learning a translator or protecting your assets or resources. So I guess to me, I don't really understand where you're coming from with that statement. I'm just a bit confused.
I come from that statement like you in America right now, right? You're sitting in North Dakota. I'm not talking about in specific. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
You in Ohio, whatever the hell you live in, and you sitting in your house making a plan to take a trip to Dominican Republic, right? Or Colombia. Well, fuck it. We talk about Dominican Republic, right? So you have to go through all these steps just to look for a wife to go to another country, yo. That's crazy. Now, if you tell me, yo, I'm just gonna go to the Dominican Republic, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fall and have bowl out with my friends, go at it, bro. Go at it. Hell, I might join you too because I like to get in those kind of activities. But when people say they looking for a wife in a 2-3 week span, that sounds crazy to me.
No. Go ahead, King, and then I'm gonna go after you.
Sorry about that, guys. No, but what I was going to say is that, well, if men are traveling overseas specifically to look for a wife, what I would say is that like they should establish something in the country that they're going to anyway first, because if you are putting all of your attention on women, you're going to lose. So,
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, okay. Right. So I understand a bit of what you're saying. But like again, if you're just traveling, trying to get a wife, but you don't know anything about her culture, and then I was listening in the car over the way here, so I don't want to mess up anybody's names, but I heard someone say, I think it might have been you, brother, but where you was talking about like the woman, the woman, if they speak English, they're gonna try to get after you or whatever, like they're plotting on you, right? So if you're trying to look for a woman, so if you're trying
a high chance,
right? Okay. So what I would say is that well, it also depends on where you're looking for that woman, and if you're looking for that woman, you got to properly vet her. So like, so if if her family is poor and doesn't have much money, so they're looking for you to be the breadwinner, and so you got to anticipate that. But if she does come from an affluent family, then 9 times out of 10. You'll be all right. You just got to take care of her and be the man of the house. So the thing about it is that men, when men are looking for women, right? And I don't want to kind of like drag this down the road, but what I want to say is when men are looking for women, they tend to not, some men tend to not properly vet these women. Yes, she looks good. She's beautiful. She can, she can make your favorite meal. She could bust it open or whatever. But the thing is, what about her family dynamic? And that's where a lot of men shoot themselves in the foot.
But can I ask
Right.
a question?
Right.
I got, I think, a good question.
Go ahead.
So have any of you guys passport bros vetted a woman and married her? Or we all talking theory?
Yeah, that's a
You
good
say something about
question.
paying bills. What?
No, hold on.
Wait.
Again, E-Man, because your mic just a little bit was off.
Can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you, brother.
Yeah, we hear you now.
All right. So my question is: have any of the passport bros, have y'all guys vetted and married a woman, or are we talking about theory?
I'm not a passport bro, but I'm gonna raise my hand.
Yeah, I'm not a passport bro.
But I would say we're talking about theory. Like, I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating a girl in Mexico. So, I'm just going based off of theory. But kind of to go back what Poppy was in regards to men traveling to seek a wife, for the most part, you should want to go to that destination, enjoy the culture,
That's a fact.
have a good time, and whatever happens, happens. If you find love, great. If
That's
you
how I
don't,
look at it.
right.
Boom.
If you don't find love, it is what it is. However, you do have men where, okay, they have no options here in the United States, okay? And that can be because women don't find them attractive enough, or they feel that their opportunities are better in another country, or they might have a preference in women. So they're willing to say, hey, I want to go to Thailand, or I want to go to Europe, or whatever country it may be, because they have a certain preference. So again, if they're willing to assimilate to the culture, and live there full time, because look, if you're seeking a wife, now you really have to want to move there. You can't just seek a
Yes.
wife and bring her back to the United States. So if they're willing to invest in that country and change their lifestyle and to seek a wife, that's okay, you know. But again, you're gonna have to vet her, like Kings and Dreams said, and her upbringing, where she came from, because a lot of these passport bros, and I'll be honest, they're trying to seek a wife, but they're trying to seek a wife with the pros, and that's a no-no.
Man,
The wife with
listen.
pros?
Listen.
Yes,
Prostitutes?
yes,
Right.
yes.
I mean,
What do you mean by by the pros?
the wrong women.
Prostitutes.
The ladies of the
Really?
night.
You know what's
Oh.
funny?
So
You know what's funny, bro?
So they're
You know what's
seeking
funny?
something-
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
I reacted to I reacted to one of those videos, how one of those guys got by a prostitute, bro, and got there on Dominican Republic. I reacted to
Hey.
that video like 3-4 weeks ago. It was it was,
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, it was sad, but it was funny at the same time.
Hey, but
Alright.
Poppy, you know what though? When you talk about when they talk about you don't want to bring them back, so now, okay, I can mention the military. So it's a toss up, because I know some guys who have married some women and they're okay, but I know some guys who, have a wife from Japan. Hey, I know he's a Chinese guy. I think he's Chinese, and his wife was Vietnamese, and he was like, man, nah. So, I asked a friend of mine, how's this situation? And he was like, his wife was submissive, but after 2 years in America, that's out the window. That's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
For real?
Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Y'all remember
It's out
Eddie
the
Murphy?
window.
Y'all remember the Eddie Murphy stand up, right?
Mhm.
Where he
Right.
was like, when I met you, you was butt naked on a zebra, and then you come to America and the girl's getting in the ear and you want half.
Right.
That's exactly how
Yeah, and not only that, let's talk about right, when he said, especially Filipino women, and I'll say this because in the military, they are married to the military. I've never met Filipino women until I joined the Navy. We went to Chicago, Great Lakes, and then from there, everywhere I'm stationed, they're in the exchanges, they work in the galley, they're in the Navy. They are a lot of Filipinos in the Navy, right?
Mhm.
So with that being said, the thing is, like, when you look around, you see the family. like you said, like Great Pill said, you're tied to the family, and as it get acclimated, when the ship pulls out on the base club, they at the club in designer clothes, mess with other military members while you pulling out. I'm just saying, they go hard, bro. They go hard.
This is something you have
Everybody's
to,
hassling, bro.
when you travel enough. I've only been in Europe. I've been all over the world, right? When you travel to a second world, because you got upper second world countries, you got lower second world countries, you got third world countries. They don't call them third world countries no more, developing countries, whatever you want to call it, right? But there's something in between. In America, we're a first world country, right? In most criterion. And then you got second world countries, right? This is how it's done, right? They do it in Russia, they do it in Poland, they do it in the Philippines, they do it everywhere. When first world country people come, they do it in Africa. When first world people come there, they want to get wifed up, brought over there, and then they're gonna leverage y'all relationship, y'all marriage or whatever, to bring their family over. Because what was the biggest thing? The Russian mail order brides, right? And then they come over to America, and they get them to bring over their mom, their dad.
Yeah, it's a long process though.
Their sister, but dudes was falling for it, and then you come to find out she never had a brother. That brother was her husband, a real husband. So now you wonder about her brother in your crib.
Stop it, bro. Hey, let me add on to some real life stuff, right? Because I know my bro not watching, right? Look, I got a brother who's in the military with me, talking about 20-something years, right? Well, I did 22, but I've known him for 22 years, right? He's always online, right? And it's women in Africa and it's women in the DR, right? And I swear to God, man, I can't keep track of these girls that he claiming he talking to. It's always a new girl. He's always sending me pics. They dancing for him, sending them, getting naked or whatever. And I'm like, bro, they finessing you, right? He has a phobia. He got into one, like his first marriage was bad, right? And after that, he's like, man, I don't trust women over here. I don't trust women over here. But let me tell you, bro, he's going back and forth, and he wanted to marry this one girl. She's out of the picture. Now he's talking about somebody else. And just like Poppy said, this is what I'm talking about. Man, I'll be trying to use translator apps and all this. I'm like, yo, you spending all this time on the phone with somebody that you can't even understand.
But that sound like 90 Day Fiance episode I seen,
bro. And on top of that, right? He is buying. He said, "Yo, you see this picture? Cool. You see that dress?" And I'm like, "Don't go there." He's like, "Yeah, I bought that dress." And I'm like, "He's buying. Look, he's paying for nails. Hold on. He's paying for nails to different women, bro. This dude bought a girl a AC unit, dog, in Africa. Ain't even touched her."
But here's the thing. This is the $1 million question. In the States, I'm gonna assume he lives somewhere here in the States, right?
Yeah, he in the States.
Okay. Do he get girls over here? Yes or no?
Yeah, I've seen him get plenty of girls before. That's why I'm tripping, bro.
Here in the States, okay, because like that right there tells you the whole story. Because I always tell people, like, bro, if you get girls in the States, like going somewhere else is really, you know what I mean? It's not like it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like if you good with bras over here, you're gonna be good everywhere. You know what I mean? That just it comes down to it. So like if you don't get girls over here for some weird reason, I don't know, whatever reason, you might be getting dissed by these bitches and shit like that. And then you go to Dominican Republic, you got 4 girls. My nigga, you probably getting finesse, my man.
And that's my issue too, because Nixon hit the nail on the head, right? Because I pretty much and I'll ask this question. Do y'all have like friends that's actually expats? Do y'all consider yourselves expats, the ones that actually there, minus Deuce, because he said he's there pretty much to basically work. I seen like Nixon. I seen because I pretty much pen pal with through, right, and they're actually from the Philippines. Before the pandemic, me and my buddies was gonna meet up and just do a trip to Japan. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. And then, of course, you got nothing to do but just YouTube or whatever. So I started learning first the culture between the Middle East, Germany, and the Philippines. So I got pen pals with 3. And just recently, the same thing just said is similar, because this chick, 5 kids, different baby fathers, nowhere around, and she got because she does the karaoke. That's what a lot of the majority of the Filipino women known for. They sing, you know. Yeah. This chick got the whole DJ equipment stereo system. If anybody watch
listen.
Next Friday, all them 80, 90 movies, I'm talking about speakers 6 foot tall, 3 feet wide, and it's like 4 speakers and a unit and multiple mics. I'm like, who is she singing for? The opera?
No, it's
her
karaoke.
man is treating her good, but she was also like I named Filipino P. There's a guy by the name of Old Dog, Puff Old Dog. His channel is pretty much just, you know, he's like an uncle. He just sit there, have a little conversation with his, you know, quote unquote beautiful Filipino girlfriend, and he'll interview some expats there, some Filipino women, and sometimes the offers do get broken. Hey, she's kind of single, she's looking for something or whatever. And there's one particular girl that I was talking about, she gave this whole horror story, right? And then she just looking busting. Some guy came around and scooped her up. Now he wifed her up, but he wifed her up virtually. He's in the States.
Oh, man.
He's in the States. She's in the country. Now she got the nice hair. She got braces. She got her eyes checked, shoes, clothes, DJ equipment system, the whole platter eating good. You know, that's like, oh, man. Yeah. Man. Now, will it work out for her? I don't know. I can't speak. I don't have the hand of you know who, but will it work out where he get now, you know, pandemic got a little bit more calmer. People can travel a little bit more freely. So I don't know if he's going to go there and it's going to get better for him, you know, because he found the woman of his dreams, or did he just actually virtually find a woman of his dreams? So, and I'll chime in with King on this because, like I said, I've seen a lot of his content. He's pretty much a good conversation with these type of situations. So, and I'm just looking for the outside in, King. So if I'm seeing something like that, it ain't just a red flag, my brother. I'm seeing a whole banner being waved for me.
Well, you know,
break it down, brother.
Well, and the thing is that you know, you guys have mentioned that if you are able to get women in the States, you should be able to get women overseas, which is true. But it's also about, because the thing about it is that if you can get a woman, cool, but it's about how you keep her. And from what I'm hearing, it seems as though these men are really just pandering and they're not really standing on their square. Like I put that on the chat. You got to stand on your square. Like no matter how beautiful she looks, no matter how much of that sloppy, you know what is, like you got to really stand on your square, because the thing is that no matter where you are in the world, United States, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Latin America, whatever, women are hypergamous everywhere. And if you give an inch, they will take a mile if you allow it, if you allow them to. And again, and this is not me saying that you got to be like some type of a-hole. No, but what I'm saying is that you do got to stand your ground. And if you don't stand your ground, you will be taken advantage of. Like, there's no reason why this guy should be paying all this stuff for this woman, especially a woman that he hasn't even met. Like, she hasn't validated anything for him. Like, and so I'll say this about me now. I call myself, I guess, a half pat because I'm in Colombia 6 to 8 times a year. I have an apartment there, and then I'm looking to also get into other businesses there, right?
Nice.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What you doing in my country, homie? Don't be going
around the corner.
About women, man. We
around the corner.
Dinner at your mom's house.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. Thanks for the invite to your country.
Do you mind me to ask you what city? I was born in Cali, Colombia.
Medellin.
Ah, man, you're not in there. You need to go to Cali, man.
You know what? I'm gonna
Cali's where the people that look like you is.
Oh
that,
no,
bro.
I
Cali
know.
and
I've been to Cali. So hold on. So I've been to Cali. I've been around a lot of places in Colombia, right? Obviously, that's where you're from. I don't know it as well as you do, but I would say for most people on the panel, I would probably like. If besides you, I know a lot on the panel. I know a lot about Colombia. So, Cali is right. So, you know, especially in that Pacific coast, there's people that look like me and you in that area, right? I get exactly what you're saying. And they also just had the Petronio Alvarez. There were a lot of people that was out there that looked like you and I. So for guys who don't know, everybody on the panel, the Petronio Alvarez is the Afro-Colombian festival that happens once a year. They didn't have it last year and then the year before due to the pandemic. So it was real popular and man, really good food, really good music, and everything like that, right? But back to what I was saying. So
You get
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. Either way, I apologize.
No, hold on. Let him get his thoughts out because Wes got the leave, so I want Wes to get his final thoughts before he did. Go ahead, King.
Oh,
And
okay.
then you go ahead. Then you go ahead, E.
Okay, yeah. So what I was saying was that you know, like I go to Colombia 6 to 8 times a year. I have an apartment there in Medellin, and I've been rocking out with this female for for about maybe a little over 3 years. But she has her own spot. I have my spot, and like I vetted her and just to make sure like she wasn't trying to do anything slick. This woman doesn't ask me for anything. I mean, literally anything. When I first met her, she was actually buying me drinks. Now, is that going to happen for every situation? No, but I always say to men, if you are dating a woman overseas, no matter where you dating her, actually could be in the States too, you got to properly vet these women, man, because if they don't have a good family dynamic, that typically tends to emotional issues and things of that sort. So usually if a woman doesn't care about herself, she's not going to care about you. I can keep going down the rabbit hole, but I'll leave it there for now.
All right. Go ahead, Wes. Give your final thoughts, man, because Wes had to step out.
Yeah, it's just getting a little late for me. Some of us have work in the morning, but thank you very much for having me on. I always appreciate being a part of these conversations. This is the new social square, and this is where we need to start having conversations that younger people can look up to and be like, okay, well, these are people that are constantly trying to figure out life. Maybe I'm not as lost as I thought I was.
Fair enough.
Gentlemen, it is so great talking to all of you. Have a great night.
Good to see you, Wes. Good to see you, Wes.
Either man. What is on your mind, sir? Your mic, sir. You was fighting for the voice, and the mic fighting you back. You sound very scraggly and low. It sounds very low.
What about now? Is that better? All right, cool. So I think King in the Dream proved my point. If you have business in a place and you're going to be in this place, it does make sense for you to be able to date women there. But it does not make sense for you to leave America to try to find a wife to bring back to America. Because what really happened, in my opinion, like, yes, if you're going to stay in the Philippines and you got a woman in the Philippines, that's one thing. But our environment actually control our culture. And what I have seen is as you come into these things, as you come into these places, what happened is they're going to start picking up the cultures of the people that surround them. And so to put it all in one sentence is this right here is you must vet regardless. You should vet women in America. You should vet women outside the country. But vetting is the answer. Trying to run somewhere to find somewhere is not always the answer if the woman is not vetting. And that's what I said.
All right. Anybody? Any thoughts for anybody?
Yeah, he's right, man. Like for Kings and Brains, it makes all the sense in the world because he already in Colombia. He already got a apartment over there, even though that he in the wrong city. But hey, man, it's still good enough.
I still love Cali, man. I still love Cali. Don't worry about it. I'll be out.
Nah, man, you ain't one of us, man. Just when I thought I like you, man. You with the white Latinos over there, man. No, but no. It's a serious note. If you get a chance, Kings and Dream, go to Cali to go to Las Ferias de Cali. It's in January, the first week of January, bro. That you will love it. Trust me. You might leave your girlfriend at you.
It's dangerous. Nice. Well, let me tell you something, right? So let me tell you, and I'll keep it. I'm going to keep it real, all the way real. When it comes to Colombia, like as far as females having like the baddest bodies, gotta be Cali, man. Gotta be Cali.
Yeah.
The prettiest faces in Medellin, but the bodies, Cali. And that's not to say
No,
Cali women don't look good. I'm not saying that.
the prettiest face is in Cartagena. Trust me. You need to go to Cartagena.
I've been to Cartagena. I would say Medellin. I would say Medellin still got prettier faces, but again, that's
You
your
find,
preference. My
yeah,
preference, your preference.
you finding black ass here with them fat asses and green eyes in Cartagena. Doesn't
So
get better
can
than
I,
that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My God. Ooh. Ooh.
well, can I ask DQ? I think it's DQ a question. I think his name is DQ. All right, so DQ. Well, I guess this could be a question for King too.
Yeah, sure.
So if a man does not have business in a country, do you think he should be vetting a woman in that country to be able to marry?
That's a good question. So I would say that probably no, but it also yes and no. So no, because if you are not establishing something that's going to keep you there, then you are focused on the wrong things. Because and I say this now, and I say
Facts.
this on my channel all the time. Men, before you get the woman, like before you get the spouse, you got to get the house. I could go on with different things, but what I'm saying is, long story short, you need to establish something for yourself before you start looking for a serious woman. Now, if you are just having fun and you doing whatever you got to do, get your rocks off, cool. But if you're seeking a serious relationship, you got to have something to establish yourself, because if you can't be going back and forth, and you have your wife in, whether it be Colombia, somewhere Southeast Asia, Europe, wherever the case is, you got to establish something for yourself before you get the woman. And then I would say no, because if you have a business where you can work anywhere in the world and it's remote, then it doesn't really matter where you are. So this is why I say yes and no.
Well, that's the problem I have. The problem I have is dudes trying to go to Africa, to a village, to get a woman to bring back to America. Now, like I've been had this stance on the Passport Bros from the beginning. If you are a type of person that you're gonna be there, like if you're gonna be stationed in Korea for 2 years, or you're gonna be somewhere for a length of a certain type of time, yes, it's okay to date the women. But just to say, I know that they make the good ones in West Africa, so I'm gonna go to West Africa and pull me someone out, and she's gonna be the woman of my dreams. I don't think it's realistic in my opinion.
Yeah, especially if it's long distance. So I'm pretty much agree with Poppy and a few of y'all gentlemen said, like, long distance to agree is not real unless you like. To me, if it's in the States, and because I might even get jumped on that. Like if it stays like 1,000 miles away, me purposely, I think that can kind of work out, but it got to be something consistent and have that conversation. Off the country, I think that's imagination land. Unless you're actually living out there, then hey, that's my residence. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mingle with the locals and see what happens. Me personally, I personally don't consider myself a passport bro. Hey, I probably got 2 pages on there stamped. I'm good to go. But I do like real talk though, and this is why I like to have these conversations. Especially like you said, QB's pretty much for me. It's not that main go-to guy because promoting this channel. I actually know friends that's out there living there that I hang out with them most of the time. And a lot of these guys need to know these, have these questions and need these answers for that too, because like, how do I get there? What do I need to do? Do I need this much money? How do I navigate? Do I need the bling bling? We already know. Not gonna say we because everybody don't know. It's a fair shake to say, I don't care what color you are. When you leave this country and you go over that country, they can spot American out. I don't care how low key you are, but long as you trying to like just be not too flashy, not trying to be too like my nose is up, especially with the attitude. And I think that'll kind of help you out, but still just try to keep yourself low tier. And I would even suggest this too. This was from another expat that I follow. If you're going there for like 30 days, get your hotel. Don't try to get me a house or rent something. rent out for 3 days, because if you might go in there just to meet a girl and she might be that crazy with the family, whoever, or the local authorities, in that day or two, you could just uproot and just leave that hotel, go somewhere else, because that might help out. But if you got your rent for a whole month there, a lot of stuff might happen. But at least try to stay home based to learn the local area first before you decide to say, hey, I'm gonna be here, but I'm gonna jump off 50, 60 miles away and then start acting crazy and stupid. Next thing you know, you don't got no kidney, no passport, no nothing. So just be very careful of that. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. But go ahead, Poppy. You just want to say something?
But you wanna hear something? A secret?
Sure, I'm all good for secrets.
Look, man, I'm gonna tell you where they got females be traveling too, though.
Right.
They got the.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what was in my head. Thank you. Thank you.
No, listen.
Listen. Touch base on that before
these women. One thing I learned, and I saw with my own eye, bro. These women be going to Jamaica and the Bahamas to go get fucked by the guy that drive the little boats and shit like that. I'm telling you, I seen it, bro.
I've seen it, and then I saw an article about it on like pause BBC, but it's broadcasting channel. Pause.
And I do you one better. Though. Like half of like a lot of them were in relationships or married.
No,
they go over there and get broke off, bro, by the guy that be driving the little, how you call the kayak little thing, the little boat.
Yeah.
Or the guy that work at the resort. They go over there to get that third world country dick.
No, but
Hey, hold on, Poppy. So I want to share this real quick because I just literally just type in female expat. You can check this out if you want to. It's again not hard to find. Literally just type in female expats and you can see it from here. Just all down. Either they're going out to have relationships, casual relationships, or if they're going down just to have actually look for a relationship. There's one famous expat, a blonde hair, blue eyed, woman, and black too, and all different colors and races, actually has a relationship with another foreigner there. So keep that in mind. It's not all about the guys. It's not all about the quote unquote the black man. For some reason, it just regurgitate of somebody's mouth and tongue. So they are out there. So keep that in mind.
Well, I'm telling you, there was literally an article about this like a couple years ago, and it was like, this was messed up because Europeans don't really have no filter, so they tell it what it is. They like ugly white women traveling to the Caribbean and Africa for love. It was crazy. And it was all these like it was like all these middle-aged women that either never been married before or they're like divorced, going over to the Caribbean and going to Africa and getting them young black dudes. And that all the time. And that's how them dudes, because don't get it twisted. Like we be thinking a lot of people be immigrating to America. A lot of people be immigrating to Europe. They be immigrating to Germany. They be immigrating to UK. They be immigrating to Italy, all over. And they be marrying fat, ugly white women. They'd be young dude. They'd be like 25 years old, and the woman be like 50. And you just be like, yo, you know what he here for a passport. No, he really love. Y'all remember 90 Day Fiance? That Algerian dude?
Oh, yeah. The big woman got the Jamaican dude?
Bro.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let E get his own.
Interesting show, bro.
Yeah, it is, bro. I trip out every time I hear them say the dumbest things. We're gonna go ahead.
Hey, dudes ain't lying, bro. I'm telling you, when I went to Jamaica, went to the beach, bro, and like every time you go somewhere, you got these guys be sweating you to do the little excursions and shit like that. Like, hey man, over here, $20, man, get on the bus, blah blah blah. So we went to the beach. We was and then I love to be at the beach, man. I like to drink my coconut water straight from the coconut, right? So I was just sitting back, me and a couple homies, we was over there chilling. We just waking up from the ugly ass hangover. So I'm just looking I'm just peeping at the scene, bro. And I'm just seeing these girls, my nigga, like literally pressing these guys. So the girls walk away. It was like 4 or 5 of them. It was one of them was about to get married, so that was like a trip for them before they get married. And then we talked to we started talking to the Jamaican guy. Man, that guy was that motherfucker had us dying, bro. I'm like, yo, mom, Yeah, we be fucking American women all day long, but I was
Yeah.
like, for real? Like, yo,
Yeah.
the majority of them they be like either with a boyfriend or they be married. They go with it to get their back blown now and come back home.
But that's not a.
Bro.
I'm saying
Yeah, but hold
that's
on.
a
Let E
straight
get.
up
Hold on. Let
habit
E.
for Vegas
Hold on.
stays in
Hold on.
Vegas.
Hold on. Let E get his final thoughts because he is a guru and he get paid for his time. Go ahead, E man. Go ahead and shock the world, E.
I know. First of all, I want to say, Great Pill. This is an amazing concept. Conversation. It was very civil, and I think men have to be able to have civil conversations more often. So, I really appreciate you actually being here. But I think if I say my closing thoughts would be that, there's hoes everywhere. Make sure you vet them out. And the biggest thing is that I really believe that it's no special woman out there that is in a secret place that is to keep her from being a hoe. I think it just really come down to vet these women and then make sure that you make sure that as you vetting them that you're not blinded by love. So that's all I got. I appreciate y'all guys actually helping me come up.
All right, man. Anytime. Well said. We're gonna end it like that. So we're gonna get every final thoughts and see what everybody got to offer to contribute. So we're gonna leave you. Go ahead, L. Nixon. Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me up. Peace to
Definitely
everybody
promote
in
your
chat.
channel, bro, because you got some good stuff on your end too. Definitely promote your channel.
Yeah, so it's the L Nixon, the voice of reason. I pretty much took a break, do some networking. I was helping my brother Auntie out. I helped him and I watched him grow his channel, so I got the experience. So, and then where I came from in YouTube, we did extremely long lives. So by the time I got my channel, I was burnt out. The first, I'm not even gonna lie, 3 months. So now I'm starting to get back in after networking with good guys like Great Pill. You got Poppy, and you got other guys that I met, and ladies as well. We got Raw in the chat, definitely on the team. But my channel is basically like I said before, it's about holding guys accountable, not just to let anybody slide, but at the same time, when men hold ourselves accountable and we bring our image up, then when we have less to complain about. So that's pretty much what I'm on. So
right.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you, and I appreciate meeting you guys.
All right, I'm gonna drop you in the back, man, if you want to hang out.
All
right. Mr. Deuce, final thoughts, good sir.
Listen, I'm not I ain't hating on nobody. Listen, get it how you get it. I mean, not for me. I'm not traveling just for the P, but I definitely think that there is pros and cons to testing out different cultures in every way, shape, or form, whether it's food, whether it's women, clothing, environment, whatever. Hey man, if you got it, it ain't tricking. If you got it, go for it. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't treating you right, if you don't like how you're being treated where you at, go somewhere where they're gonna treat you like a king. It's as simple as that. Look, find your peace wherever in this world it may be. Simple as that. I ain't hating on you.
Oh, fair enough. I appreciate you, bro. And welcome back, sir. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Papi Blanco. Where can they find you,
man.
sir?
Great show, man. Great show, man. Yeah. My final thoughts is, man, look, I don't know, I don't got nothing against the PassPort Bros, but I actually like them. You see what I'm saying? And I want my fellow men to do good. You see what I'm saying? I want them to succeed. So I just don't want them to start kind of like adopting these crazy ideas that you're just gonna get up, get a passport, and go to another country, find a wife. Yes, take it easy. You know what I mean? Now, if you happen to be there having fun and you found the most amazing woman, man, go for it. But yeah, just do your homework. That's what I'm saying. Just do your homework. Make sure you what you're doing. And enjoy life, man. I think your first 2-3 trips, something like that. It should be just about just getting to know the land and sun. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, get to explore. Hit the clubs, hit the whatever the local events that particular country might have, whatever city you're going. And then once after you get acclimated with that, then go ahead and if you meet somebody that interested you, go ahead, go for it. I know As long as that's successful, man, who am I to tell you what not to do? You see what I'm saying? So just be careful, fellas. And please subscribe to my channel. I need like 5 more subscribers so I can get to 900, man. I want to go to sleep with 900.
Fair enough. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Mr. King.
Absolutely. So so the brother said it's not tricking if you got it. Just don't be tricked into losing it, man. But you know, the thing about it is that this is a great conversation. Thank you for, you know, inviting me. Shout out to my bro QB for, you know, giving me the plug on this one. If you are looking for love or relationship, just make sure that you have something established first. If you are being able to work remotely, cool. But if you don't work remotely, try to set up a business or try to get something established for yourself out there. Um, learn the culture, meet some locals, do that, and then you kind of ease yourself into finding a woman. And the thing is that men, we have more time than you think. So just use that. I'm not saying a lollygag, but definitely make sure that you continue to stay on your purpose, protect your resources, and enjoy your life.
That part. Appreciate you, good sir.
Absolutely, man. And last thing is make sure that you guys like and subscribe to my channel. As you see at the bottom is Kings and Dreams on YouTube, and follow me on Instagram. So that's KING, the letter Z, and Dreams with a Z. Stay purposely purposeful. And I'm out.
Appreciate you. He has very good content, very informational. So I do appreciate, like Real Talk QB, I appreciate you for bringing him up for the conversation. So it need to be had.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. Passport flexing. Go ahead and sub to the channel as well. Give your boy a like. Give a like to this live stream to the Great Pill Podcast. My final thoughts. The passport life is not for everybody. I just think that it's good that men can have the option and to explore it and see if it's for them. You can't knock something until you not try it. As for myself, I've definitely enjoyed the lifestyle that I have, in Mexico, and I'm going to work towards, having full-time residency and living there permanently. And having that option and experience in life in the United States was great. I'm very appreciative. So now it's just, moving forward with that. And I encourage other men, like-minded men, to travel, explore a new culture, um, you know, and make a decision from there if it's for them. But for myself, definitely no regrets, going to the passport life, and we'll continue to build on that moving forward in the future.
All right, fair enough, man. I definitely appreciate you, man. We're gonna do some big things with QB flexing. Again, he represent where he just spoke earlier. Traveling all the time, great experiences. You can see it everywhere. His motto: he got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? So you can't knock what he says. It's every day in 4K, 3D, any other HQ quality you got out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? There's some good stuff.
Right.
I check it out. Also, in the future, we're gonna actually have a conversation because I know there's another space in YouTube where they was talking red pill talk, blue pill talk, and he's represent the ideals of black pill. All right, so we're gonna have that conversation down the road. So I appreciate you, QB.
Okay, no doubt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so what did we learn for the rest of the day? I hope somebody took this very informative. I hope that we had some good conversation. Shout out to you to Queen Creator. She gave us a compliment on the skin. Thank you. It's just genetics. That I don't know what to tell you. Thank my mama. She pushed me out this world, and I just kept running with it. I appreciate everybody coming in the chat. I appreciate everybody for support. Hey, click that likes. It's free. Just hit it, okay? If you're new and you found this or any other conversation in the content valuable or something you can reflect to, hit in the comments below too as well. Hit that subscribe button. It helps out a lot. If you find this, because again, we see all these spaces, people talk about the passport bros. Oh, they always going there just to smash. Oh, it's always the black people. No, that's not 100% true. You're seeing gentlemen here working in these countries, living in these countries, got businesses in these countries, okay? This not 100% is the truth. If you find those guys that sounds like the incel mentality and the low self-awareness of what this country, this culture that we have here versus what's outside there, and they can't give you real direct answers of what's out there, and they only nitpicking at the little narrative, they don't know. Okay, they don't know. So again, what do we learn? Number one, level up, get your money right. When you go there for the experience. Don't go there just to quote unquote get the girls. If that's the first thing on top of your mind, then use the problem, not them. Okay, so if you do go there with that mindset and you screw up and you fail, do not come back here to the States and blame it on the women. It's you. Okay, what else also did we learn? There's holes in every area code. Okay, it ain't no 908, 973, 334s no more. Guess what? It's 0.001 all over these countries. So again, they're everywhere. Just be very mindful, be very safe for where you go, and be easy. So again, I'll catch y'all guys later. Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time, we'll be having a conversation, a co-ed, the men and women. We'll be having a conversation about child support. If we remove it, because again, those spaces saying, hey, it's a corrupted conversation, it's a corrupted system, get rid of child support. Okay, cool. My question is, if we're going to get rid of it, what are we replacing it with? Nobody don't have the answer. So guess what? We're going to have that breakdown for that too Saturday. So I appreciate y'all. Hit the like, subscribe. Thank you.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you want to play tough and want to hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough